This review is long overdue, man. Let's dig into the shit. Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel, and let's talk about Split, man. It stars Anya Taylor-Joy, Haley Lu Richardson, Jessica Sula, and of course, James McAvoy. Now, M. Night Shyamalan is a fantastic director. This movie shows he is a fantastic director and knows how to really make a film. But it also shows that he has a lot of problems in making a film. So, before anything, let's actually start with the positives, which is James McAvoy. The guy's astonishing in this movie. Every personality that gets portrayed is amazing in their own way. Any some physical trait or some like mental quirk they have, whatever. It's awesome to see on screen. I couldn't get over it. Every time he was on screen, I was just blown away. I couldn't get more of him. If we had taken everything out and just been him, this would have been even better for me personally. But that leads me to the negatives, and which is these young actresses. Anya Taylor-Joy, I believe, is probably the best one, or at least the most believable one. Having said that, I believe it's Haley Lu Richardson who is, to me, the most unbelievable one. Like, I couldn't believe any line she was performing. Just wasn't doing it for me. Maybe she wasn't that bad, but it was because McAvoy's performance was so astonishing that it just made everything else look very blah. But the film's fantastic. The film is great, and a lot of it just because it has to do with McAvoy himself, and it's kind of hurtful just because on one side we have this amazing character that's just, I mean, brilliantly done, and we have the rest of these young women who are just kind of there because they need to be in the movie, and that leads me to my synopsis. This character, Kevin, played by James McAvoy, has multiple personality disorder, and he ends up kidnapping these three young women and holding them captive for some reason, and that is the story, watching it unfold. It's strong. It's enough to hook you, and it's enough to make you want to go through it, but at the same time, it was just extremely anticlimactic to me. I don't want to get into too much spoilers, but it just, there were elements at the end where it could have been just so much better to me, and because it wanted to lead into something else that it seemed to kind of hold back. So I'm not a huge fan of either referencing other films at the end or like having that kind of be your ending or leading into something else that you've done. I don't dig it. What you're doing now should be your main focus and only be your focus. I get little hints and posters and shit, maybe things thrown, I get it. But maybe not to that extent. It was interesting and it was cool, but I like films being their own films. Unless, of course, it's a sequel and so on. But that was a kind of a negative aspect to me. I actually had to go back and try to watch something else to understand more of it, and that kind of sucks. I don't really like doing things like that to where I have to watch something else or read something else for me to understand more. It's like, this should be it. This should be all of it. So, especially those who haven't seen other things, and those of you who watch this movie know what I'm talking about, it kind of leaves you on a shitty side note. And it could be much more ambiguous, but it's left off with something else, so And like I said, anticlimactic, man. The scene where he's fucking pulling those bars and it's scary. My hands were actually gripping on the side of my bed because I was so nervous for this young woman, and like that. That's what happened. It hurt me. Really irked me. It's like taking the fucking knife out of my side because he led me on this amazing ride and he threw me right off. He didn't even let me finish. Nonetheless, it's worth watching. It's definitely worth viewing if you haven't seen it. Like I said, it could be much more ambiguous, but leads on to something else. So, nonetheless, this film is great. James McAvoy, you are fucking astonishing. Even thinking about it again just gets me all hyped, but fantastic, dude. It was great. The ending where his 24th personality comes out and you barely get glimpses, and the camera shots are excellent. I loved the fast pacing. I loved how quick it was. It looked fucking sharp and scary, to say the least. That was the best part too, because it felt really scary. And Even movies that have some type of monster didn't even have this type of element for me, which was so awesome because that shit was just, it was terrifying, man. It was fucking crazy. But like I said, touch anticlimactic. Nonetheless, pretty good. That's it, guys. I thought the movie was pretty solid. These nice 3 young actresses are probably the weakest element of the film, and McAvoy being, of course, the strongest and amazing fucking thing there is on this movie. Oh, it was great. I couldn't get enough of him. So all that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and have to give Split a 7 out of 10. Now, the film is great. I'm definitely going to buy it. I'm definitely going to rewatch it. But it does hurt me knowing that it leaves me hanging. So, don't do shit like that. Especially when 80% of the film is so strong. But nonetheless, this movie's pretty solid. It's good. Scope it. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I had a shitload of fun making it. And thank you, guys. So hit the like button, subscribe. I got plenty more reviews coming out. And yeah. Thank you. Click right here if you want to see more.